Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Keeping It Straight. I'm Shannon Hires alongside my buddy here, Cole Huggins. Cole, how's everything going up in Kentucky tonight?
It's a little chilly. We planned on doing a practice day last night. Didn't quite work out. Got quite a bit of rain Thursday night into Friday, so just been kind of knocking out some smaller projects here and there. Ready to get the season started here in a couple of weeks. How's things going down there in Mississippi for you, Shannon?
Well, I woke up this morning feeling a little froggy, put on some shorts, took one step outside and remembered that was the wrong day, and just basically was the wrong damn move. So as you can see, I got a hoodie on, but I got the right hoodie on. We are in Battle of the States week.
That's right.
Ready to kick off our 2024 season with Whynot Motorsports Park and the Mississippi Street Stock Series.
Good deal. This is, like you said, episode 2. We want to thank everyone that viewed the debut episode that dropped. I think it was Wednesday night. Had a lot of good feedback. A lot of good responses, and we did have a little issue with the sound. But I think we got that figured out. We did some testing past couple nights, and time will tell if it works out. We are sitting at 79 subscribers right now. We want to thank each and every one of you all for supporting the Keeping It Straight and supporting us. And you can see last week Shannon told us, he said if we can get to 2,000 subscribers before the Street Stock Nationals, he's gonna let someone give him a haircut at a Shady Brady stage Thursday night. And Shannon, you don't have much confidence in us.
Cole, that shit ain't happening. I mean, 79. What do we have? Like close to 500 views and only 79 subscribers. So either we're getting a few people that's watching it a lot of times, 5, 10 times, whatever. But I have full confidence that this is not going anywhere. I will still be styling and profiling this hairdo come to Street Stock Nationals.
Oh, I got a little more faith in our.
Unless y'all pick it up.
I think we can, call in a few favors, get some people to push it to their pages too, and I think we'll get to 2,000 well before Street Stock Nationals.
Well, like I said, if we do, we'll take it off with shaver. But $19.99 is not good enough.
Oh, we're gonna get 2,000. I'm telling you, 2,000. That hair is in serious jeopardy.
Yeah, all that hair.
all that little bit of hair. It ain't gonna be much of a haircut, but it's coming.
There's a good bit there. As long as we look at that part and not the back.
That's right. We also want to take a second and thank New Arrow and Ricky Green for coming on as a sponsor of not only the Tuckasee Street Stock Series, but the Mississippi Street Stock Series as well. He got with each of us separately Thursday morning and said he'd like to sponsor the points leader spoiler for each of the series. So, that's a pretty cool deal. And, I always get excited, anytime a track or series has something like that, just showcase the points leader and make it easy for fans to know who the top guy is at the time.
Yeah, shout out to New Era and Ricky Green. I know both of us appreciate it, a lot that he come on board and helped us here. I'm excited to see who's going to carry that spoiler after this weekend at the Battle of the States. Who's going to be carrying it over to the Golden Egg? We'll have the neon red spoiler, and you got a chevron blue or neon blue?
Neon blue, I believe, is what it is. Not real sure. I'm anxious to get it here, and we'll be handing it out after the victor of the opening round at DNR here in a few weeks.
Yes, sir, for sure.
So Shannon, like you said, you're about to open up the Mississippi Street Stock Series and the series for Whynot, I believe, this Saturday night for the Battle of the States. What do y'all got going on this weekend? Y'all got a lot of good racing on tap.
Man, this is probably the biggest Battle of the States lineup that we've had probably in a few years. The headline show will be the 3rd annual Papa George Memorial for the open wheel modifieds, paying $3,000 to win. Chase Holland Racing is putting that show on. He lost his Papa 3 years ago, well, 2.5 years ago, and they've worked with us for the last couple of years here, and we have had great turnouts, car counts, and just unbelievable racing with this memorial race with open wheel modifieds. I think we had somewhere around 35 or 40 mods last year, and Lucas Lee picked up the win. But it was a really, really good race. Yes. Boo-hoo to y'all. That's right. We got the factory stocks. This was supposed to be the first ultimate race. Talked to Rodney, and we had already announced we were going to pay $2,000 to win for the factory stocks. We kept the purse there, so they'd be racing for $2,000. The Mississippi Street Stock Series, it was initially going to be a $1,500 to win show. It's been bumped up to $2,500 to win thanks to Ford Race Cars, Mr. Race McMahon. He added $1,000 to first, $500 to second, and $250 for third. We have the Cruiser late models, the 604s. They'll be running for $1,500 to win. We also got some bonus money put up in there. The Mississippi Crate Late Series and wall-to-wall engines put up some bonus money. Friday night at Hattiesburg, the Mississippi Crate Late Series will be racing for $1,500 to win. And then they're going to come over to our track. It's not a sanctioned race, but they're going to come over and run with us on Saturday night. And the driver, if he can win both, there's a $1,000 bonus. If we have two different winners, the car with the best average finish will get a $500 bonus. So there's some good money for that. Then we also have the Cruiser Sportsman, the 602s. They're running for $1,000 to win, and then we have the Enduro running for $300 to win.
You also got some pretty cool awards for this event. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of jealous. I wish we would have thought about doing something like that up here at some point. But it's be pretty cool to see who takes these, belts home at the end of the night.
Yeah, not only will you win some cash, but I mean, you also got those belts have always been something that the drivers really, really like. So we've kept the tradition on since the first Battle of the States. And yeah, they've got championship belts again this year. Like I said, they're very popular, always, high on people's lists of wanting to win one. So we're expecting some good racing. This weekend, we'll start Friday night with an open practice for all classes. And then Saturday, we will have the 11th annual Battle of the States. Gates open at 1 o'clock on Saturday, and drivers meeting at 4:30. So we're going to try to get started a little bit earlier to try to still get people out there at a good time, because we got a lot of racing that's going to take place on Saturday night.
Yes, sir. And it's going to be on Crate Racing USA.tv, I believe you told me the other night. So I'm definitely going to be tuning in to, watch the show, and it should be a lot of great racing.
Yes, if you can attend Whynot Motorsports Park this weekend, you can go to crateracing.tv, crateracing.usa.tv, and they have a pay-per-view option of $19.99 for this weekend's event. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Cole.
Yes, sir. That'll be tough to beat, and like I said, I'll definitely be tuning in. We got our pits will be rented out for a non-racing event Saturday and Sunday, so we won't be able to do anything here. So I'll definitely be looking forward to tuning in and seeing who takes some belts home.
Yeah, we're real excited about this weekend. I know there's some chance of some rain on Friday and maybe a little bit on Saturday, but Whynot's one of those tracks, as long as we don't get a lot of rain, we can take some rain. It drains very well. Still keep the pitch, halfway decent where you can move around in there and still be able to put the show on.
That's right. If I know Rodney, he'll do everything he can to get that in. That whole crew down there is top notch. You also got a new sponsor for the Mississippi Street Stock Series, or was it an incentive?
Yeah, we're going to. Yeah, at the end of the show, we got a big announcement for the Mississippi Street Stock Series. Just a little incentive to try to finish in the top 10 and try to add to that loyalty program that we already have by Statement Race Cars. So yeah, tune in to make sure you stay with us the whole show, because at the end we do have a big announcement, and this is pretty big.
Y'all don't want to miss that for sure.
But other than that, Battle of States, please come out and join us this weekend. It's going to be some great racing at the House of Hook.
Yes, sir. Guess that's about it on the Battle of States and right now. And we're going to take a quick little break. And here in a few minutes, we're going to get Trey and Logan Bright on. And I think it's going to be a good interview. It'll be a lot of fun. And
oh, yeah, I've been excited about this.
Oh,
one.
yeah. So we're going to log off real quick, and we'll see y'all here in a few minutes.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're joined now by the driver of the number 9 Morgan Motorsports, Mr. Trey Bright, and the driver of the number 82 family-owned Bright Performance, Mr. Logan Bright. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing good. How about y'all guys?
Doing good. Doing good. How was your trip down to the beach, Trey?
It was great. It was a little bit short, but it's always good when we go to the beach.
I hear you. Logan, I seen you went to West Alabama last night. How's everything over there? Was there a good opening night for them?
Yeah, it was pretty good. The weather kind of hurt them a little bit. It was a little muddy, but I think if they get a dry week, that's going to be a really nice race track.
Good
They
deal.
definitely done a lot to the place. I got to see
Good
it
deal.
last Sunday, and they have really done a lot.
Good deal.
Why don't you both go ahead and let us know how you got started in racing?
I'm sorry, say it again one more time, Shannon.
Yeah, can y'all go ahead and let us know how you got started in racing, both of you?
Man, I got started probably at about the end of 02, I think it was. Probably around 19 years old, I guess. And I just went to a race probably when I was about 14, and I saw it, and I said, I'm going to do that one day. And I didn't have a family that would support me on any of that or have money to do it. So when I was about 19 and could afford it, I stepped out and bought me a race car and just started from the bottom. And, we ended up in a good spot, and been a life-changing event when you start racing.
How about you, Logan?
I got my start when I was about 14 with a hot shot car. Dad got for me. He asked me if I wanted to race, and we put a cage in it and run that for about a year, and then got a street stock, and that's what we've been doing ever since.
Good deal. Well, Trey, you're now driving for Kenny Morgan. What's it like driving for Kenny? How did that get started, and how has it helped you extend your career?
Man, driving for Kenny has been a really good deal. I wasn't looking for a ride. I'm going to say probably in about 2015, I sold out, and I kind of was done really putting forth the effort it was going to take to race, because I know what it takes to do it, to be competitive. And I really wasn't looking for a ride. I just always wanted to have a ride for the Three Stock Nationals. So I'd always kind of keep somebody there I could race the Nationals, maybe a few big races. And Kenny, I've always seen his cars, and, he was always competitive. I didn't know Kenny. And actually, Shannon Hires here, I put my name in the hat for Kenny. And, just kind of pushing the just try me out sometimes. So he did one. It was actually a 2-day show, and one of his drivers couldn't race that Saturday night. Was at Magnolia, and he just asked me to drive. I said, "Yeah, I'd love to." So I just got in it. First time I ever hit the track was qualifying. We qualified second. We run second in the race. And ever since then, we've clicked right along, become really good friends, and have a really good deal working together.
Good
deal. I appreciate it, Shannon, for you throwing my name in the hat.
Oh, it took a little convincing, but he finally took that chance. And I think the first night out, you finished second.
I did finish. We finished second. Actually, that race, Oakley was leading it. I was second. And we pretty much had it covered and had a caution there towards the end and kind of got bunched back up. But Oakley, something broke on the last lap. And I made a move, and Bo Miner made a move, and Bo Miner come out and won the thing. But hey, it was a good night. We had a dang great time that night, and it was good.
Good deal. Well, Trey, I know you built the car that Logan is driving or drives. What kind of satisfaction do you get to see Logan driving a car that you built and the success that he has had on the track with it?
it's definitely satisfying, that I'm able, and I guess have the knowledge, and I spent the time to have the knowledge to be able to build a car and stay competitive with the guys that are living it and breathing it. We do, but like Hayden last week, Hayden is a perfect example of what it takes to move forward like he's wanting to do. And I'm at a different point in life. I've kind of passed that point in life that I couldn't probably go back and give that effort. So somebody like him is great. Him and Race have a great deal together. But it is satisfying to know that I feel like I can build a car to compete with any of the other car builders. But I'm just not I don't want to be a car builder. I don't try to do a lot of work for other people. We have a small group of people we help and do our little own thing. And we try to stay in good with all the other car builders and keep a good name. That's kind of our whole deal. That's why I think me and Kenny work out so good. We're just down to earth people. We know that's not going to be our final job. We know, we get up, go to work every day. And it's kind of a side deal. But it's definitely rewarding to know we can build a car and still compete with guys that are having, that's building multiple cars like Ford and then we're building.
Good deal.
Logan, how excited are you to have a new car that you and your dad built for 2024 and go racing this year?
Man, I'm very excited. We actually shook it down at Whynot before the banquet, and first time in it, man, it's awesome. I'm very excited about it. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, we're looking forward to it.
I do know it is one of the best looking cars I've seen this year. So hats off to you guys for building a nice piece. Logan, what do you got planned for 2024?
Well, I reckon we're going to try to kind of keep it local, but we'll hit a big show here or there. If one pops up we want to run, it's so expensive to travel nowadays. We got so many tracks, right here around the house. We're probably going to stay more local this year. I figured I might run for track points somewhere, either Whynot or Magnolia. I'll probably run the Wolverine and stuff some this year, and West Alabama, of course. But as far as series racing goes, I'm not really takes points. But if a big money show pops up and we got the money to travel down to wherever it's at, we'll go run one.
Well, I know, Logan, you're not chasing points this year, but you will be attending some of the Mississippi Street Stock Series races.
Oh yeah.
What would it mean? What would it mean to your career to win a Mississippi Street Stock Series race?
I need to win one bad. I need to get that monkey off my back. I need to go ahead and get that out of the way.
I'm looking forward to happen this year. I really am.
I am too.
I think
definitely going to some tracks that he's good at. Oh, for sure.
Yes, that's right.
Trey, the first time you and Logan were on the track together, same class, same race, what were those emotions like? What went through your mind and, that process?
Well, by the time we raced together, he had done made some races and got to be pretty competitive. So, I'm going to say his first few races meant more to me than anything, just seeing him out there. And I was kind of crew chiefing. But by the time we got to race together, I knew he was competitive. It's kind of a team deal. Even though I raced for Kenny, we own this other car. Really, we're all together. I think Kenny would be just as happy as Logan won if he, is one of his cars. And so it is a different feeling. Like if I'm racing with Logan, last year I probably was in front of him more than he was me. Maybe this year it might be different. He might be coming after us. But, anytime there's a caution or something, I'm steadily looking for 82. I'm seeing what's going on, and just making sure, hoping he's making the right choices. Because we do a lot of, intense. I talk to him all the time before big races, and I just tell him my experience. He's at a point now that he's pretty much grown, and he's got to start learning his own stuff at this point, or really probably a year ago, I kind of started just letting him learn, do it his way. Everybody's going to be different. I pushed him as hard as I could to do it my way. And then at this point, he's kind of going on with it.
Good deal. Well, Trey, you hold a record that will never be broke. We've had 11 street stock nationals, and you're the only driver to make every single main event. What keeps you motivated to continue that streak?
Well, Shannon, I'm gonna say the Street Stock Nationals is one of the most special races to a lot of us, but to me, it's probably what kept me in the racing at all. Because, like I said, after I think it was 15, I kind of sold out and kind of went a different direction in life. I mean, I love racing and give it all, but there is other things in life sometimes you might want to do, and that's kind of where we was at. So I kind of, stepped out for a couple seasons, but I always went to the Nationals because I was the only driver that has made it, and my whole deal was I was not going to stop doing it until I either won it or didn't make it. So that's kind of kept me driving every year for the Nationals. And if you're going to race the Nationals, you're going to probably race the Fall Classic, and you're going to hit a few others. So that kind of kept me in the mix, helped me be able to keep up with some of the knowledge change that has happened, since 15. I say since probably 13 it started changing, and about 15 there was shocks and a lot of things that went along with it that I was starting to fall behind on. So, the Nationals is just a special race to me that kind of it kept me focused. And now if I would have ever quit, Logan might not would have got his opportunity to race. So, but I do, I am ready to win one. I thought last year might have been my time, but hats off to Hayden. Hayden won that thing, and it was I felt like he didn't really get what he deserved because a lot of people knows my story, and I know a lot of people was looking, I guess, for me to win it or whatever. But man, Hayden's been, he's just like any other race. We all deserve it. Whoever got the fastest car and smartest has a little luck on their side won it, should win the thing. Just ain't been my time yet.
It's coming.
Oh yeah. Trey, what do you think about the current state of street stock racing? What good or bad, and where do you see it going in the future?
Just about every season since the Mississippi Street Stock Series started. I'm not real familiar with everything you got going on, but it looks like you're falling right behind the way Shannon does things, and that's the only way to do things. That's the right way. And Shannon's always been straight up, and he's made a good name for himself running this series. But ever since the Mississippi Street Stock Series started, I'm sorry, y'all. My mind just went blank. I'm getting old. Ask me the question again.
What's your thoughts on the current state of street stock racing, the future of it?
I really think it's at the top of the game right now. I mean, and I see that every year. There's always a different, I guess, pool of drivers. Because I've been there long enough, I've seen different pools of drivers in competition. But with the competition that's going on right now, it ain't gonna get much better than it is. I mean, any of these guys, you go to these races, and especially the Nationals. I'm gonna say out of the Nationals, there's 30 or 40 drivers that are the best of the best there, and I think any of these guys can get in modifieds or late models. They had the opportunity and would be good. These are smart, real racers in these cars. They're not somebody learning. And it's at a good point right now. And I think with guys like y'all that are putting forth the time and effort to try to, make it grow and grow these series is really helping this deal out a lot.
That's awesome. We appreciate that. And Logan, what's your plans for racing in the future? You're gonna go to late model racing, modifieds, or stay in straight stocks?
I'd love to, but it all boils down to money and what we can afford. If we can't afford to do it right, then we're not. If I could score a ride with, I'll drive just about anything, but if I could score a ride, that'd be great. But if we can't afford to do it 100% right and race with the best of the best, then we're just going to not do it. But that would be something I want to work towards. You know, I'm very young. I'm only 20 years old. I got a long career left ahead of me. At some point in my lifetime, I would love to be in a super late model at some point, but we'll just have to see what God's got in store for us.
No more training.
Well, I think
for the
you got the
Olympics.
talent. It's just now, you know,
Yeah.
I was telling Hayden,
Well,
I was telling Hayden last
I'm
week, same
hanging
thing.
that up.
Let's
I
clear
ain't
it
hopping
up.
on that.
It's actually a skateboard that it happened on.
That's
I
what-
thought it was a scooter too, and it happened, but it was a skateboard. So either one.
The first time I'd ever been on one, and it's the last time I'll ever be on one.
I hear you.
Yeah, that was a bad deal.
Well, as far as back to the late model deal, you got the talent. I think just like Hayden was talking last, I just think the right opportunity's got to come around and it'll work out. But you definitely got the talent to do it, Logan. No doubt
I
about
think
it.
the opportunity will present itself one day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hopefully it will. We did this little game with Logan Logan, with Hayden last week. We're just going to give you some quick topics, tracks, words, and we just want y'all to give a quick response. We're going to do 3 to Trey and then 3 to Logan.
All right.
You ready? Trey Bright, Kenny Morgan.
Oh, Kenny Morgan. Man, he's probably one of my best friends.
Beach or mountains?
Oh,
For me, beach.
Beach or
All
mountains?
day long.
beach all the way. All right, Trey. Biscuit.
Oh, goodness. Now, that's a hard one there, Shannon. There's way too much thought just went in that. There's way too many words.
Dick.
His favorite word, I guess. Hey, Dick.
Hey, Dick.
That's what he calls everybody. Yeah. We had a lot of fun with Biscuit for a lot of years.
Man, I miss him being at the racetrack.
I know it. Biscuit's a good one. He's always been a good friend.
All right, Logan, your turn. We'll start off. Why not?
And best racetrack in the country.
Trey
Oh.
Bright.
Washed up.
Did he really just say that?
No, I'm just joking.
We'll find out. We'll find out the Battle of States, huh?
All right, last one. Southern Street Stock Nationals.
Daytona 500 dirt race. I think that's what Hayden said last week.
There you go.
The World 100.
Yeah.
World 100.
Good job, guys. Hey, look, I know we had some difficulties getting started and everything, but I think we got it right now. We appreciate y'all coming on. Do you want to thank your sponsors? Any sponsors y'all want to thank before we get going, before we let y'all go?
Yeah, we got man, I got so many. I'm bad at memory. I got I
Got him nervous.
I didn't practice that part. Let's see. We got obviously Bright Services, which is it's fairly automotive. My pawpaw, he helps out big, like a lot. Backyard Race Cars, Jennifer and Jason Birdie in. They supply some of our parts. Kelly Electrical Contracting, Duggars Painting, ICS, Bright Plumbing. It's all
Logan
local
Motorsports.
stuff.
He's had a big hand in this whole deal too.
Yeah, sure. Well, again, guys, look, we appreciate y'all coming on. Thanks for giving us your time, and hopefully we'll see it. Why not this weekend?
Yes, sir. Good talk to y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks for coming.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Great interview there with the Brights. Once again, thanks for them guys for coming on. We'll move forward with the show, and we're going to talk a little bit about something that's got some controversy to it, and that is the fault rule versus the no fault rule. Where we race at in Mississippi, we go with a fault rule. Cole, how about up there with y'all's area?
Up here, for the most part, I'd say 95% of the tracks, we also have a fault rule. There's a couple every now and then that'll do no fault, but you hit the nail on the head there. It's always something that's quick to stir up a discussion amongst the differing mindsets on which is right or wrong.
Yeah, I know at the race, like the Street Stock Nationals, we get a lot of people coming from over the East Coast, Georgia, East Tennessee. And a lot of those tracks over there, they use the no-fault rule. So we've had some instances where a driver come up to me at the end of the race like, hey, that guy spun out. Why didn't he go to the rear? Why did he get put back in front of me? Even though we do explain to them in the driver's meeting, that there is a no fault rule. One person gets charged a caution, everybody else gets their spot back. But a lot of these times, these guys, some of them don't even show up to the driver's meeting, so they don't know. But why not? We use the fault rule. Yes, it does put the decision making into one person with help from other. Like why not? We use our corner workers, our flagmen, and just people up there in the tower to come up with a decision. And to me, that seems the fairest. But then again, that's what I've been raised on. That's what we've always used.
Right. Yeah, that's the same thing up here at Western Kentucky Speedway and all the other tracks we go to. At the end of the day, the final decision on who's at fault, is in my hands. But I will, if I don't see something, I'll be like, hey, what did you guys see? This is what I think happened. Can you verify or if you see something different, I'll take that into consideration. But it does have a level of human error with it. But overall, you're gonna punish the right driver more often than not. There are times when, we may get it wrong, but we get one chance to see in a situation, assess it, and usually have maybe 15, 20 seconds to make a decision a lot of times. So it's not a perfect system, but
Yes.
I do think it's fair, the most fair.
Yeah, me too. And I've seen several instances, and like some of the bigger late model series, you stop on the track, you go to the rear.
Mhm.
But I mean, I've seen instances where a guy would just run over somebody, and he gets to keep going because he didn't stop, and the guy that got ran over stops on the track, and he goes to the rear. I mean, I don't know. It's
To me, it's
a tough
lazy.
deal there.
It's lazy race controlling in a way, because yes, with the no fault rule, you make a more consistent call, but more often than not, you're going to punish the wrong driver, and that's, to me, at the end of the day, is the last thing you want to do. Like I said, there are times when, with the fault rule, we will send the wrong driver to the tail, but at the time, that's what we felt right. And I think, like I said, I think that's the best way to go for sure.
What do y'all do, Cole, up there? Because but sounds like we both run basically the same rules there
Right.
with the fault rule. What do you do if the decision can't be a majority? It's like for us, instance, at Whynot. I talked to the corner workers, I talked to the flagmen, and we try to come up with a majority decision. But if it's like 50-50 or we really can't make the call, we call it a racing incident. We go back to the last lap and we put everybody back in their spots.
Yeah. Typically, in the past, if we couldn't make a decision, we'll send both cars to the tail. I think moving forward, I mean, really, this past year we moved to this policy. Just never had a instance where it come to play, but we're going to move into the same policy that you have, where if we can't determine who's at fault, we'll give both drivers their spot back. That's probably going to be even more controversial than fault no fault, but I think that's the fairest way to go about it all the way around.
Yeah, because believe it or not, they are racing incidents. Sometimes just stuff happens and there really isn't a fault by anybody.
Right.
It just happens. Like we've had before to where like a quarter panel gets stuck on another car and they go to the corner and they both spin out.
Yeah.
Well, who do you blame on that? Do you blame the guys because it's quarter panel guy there, or the other guy that's that got pulled into him, or what?
Yeah, those are what people don't realize are the hardest decisions, to come to. And like I said, you got 15, 30 seconds, maybe a minute, sometimes at most, to, assess the situation, get input, and make a decision. You got to stand by it the rest of the night. Once a decision's made, you don't have the opportunity to go back and change your mind, or, you can't go. Something a lot of people, don't understand as well is, we're watching, sometimes 20, 30 cars at a time. You have a handful of people watching the whole field, whereas you or someone as a crew member or fan, you can watch that you're watching your car all the way around the track, so you're gonna see more that we don't. But that's where we gotta use our resources that's made available. We can't watch a replay 15 times and nitpick it, and just make a decision based off what we see and hope it's right.
You mean y'all don't give your drivers a red flag whenever they want to replay? You can just throw it out the window.
Yeah, I think they wish they could sometimes. Like we had a guy, bring a video that he slowed down and frame by frame. At the end of the night, I was like, what do you want us to do? We can go restart it, go get everybody.
Back
in the
up,
race,
bring them back,
out there,
yeah. On Wednesday night and reline them up and run the last 2 laps of a race, yeah.
Yeah, and if you're anything like me, which I know you are, you hate it. Nothing's worse than sending the wrong guy to the tail and realizing it later on. But I still think this system is better because you're still going to, even if you've got a 50% success rate on punishing the right driver, it's still more than the no fault rule where you're sending the wrong guy to the back 80 to 90% of the time.
Yeah, and another thing people don't realize is when you see an accident, there's many different angles. The angle that you see it at might not be the angle that we see it at. We're sitting right there in the center of the track. We're not on either corner.
Right.
We got corner workers there that can look at it, but they don't necessarily have the angle that you're looking at neither.
Exactly. There's a whole lot more goes into it than what meets the eye, and just like I said, you do your best and assess the situation and hope you got it right.
What do you think would be the reaction of the locals there, the drivers at your track, if you went in there in week 1 and said we're going to the no fault rule?
They probably try to burn the place down. Most of them would. It would not be very popular move at all. I know Clarksville Speedway, every now and then they'll have a no fault rule, but I've also seen them, I'm not singling them out. It's just the most recent example, where a car, I'm trying to remember the circumstance, but there was a second place car spun the leader. It was a racing incident. It wasn't nothing done intentional. It just happened. So by a no fault rule, they should send the leader to the tail. He spun and stopped. So, he should go to the tail, but they punished both drivers because it was the second place car's fault. So that, that's the scenario you get yourself in when you go to a no fault rule and try to have both policies at once.
Yeah, I wouldn't, just like, for instance, in no fault, Cole, if the leader's leading the race and the second place car spins him out, but he keeps going and takes the checkered, who gets the win?
By that rule, it's second place car. If you stick to it and follow it to the T, that's the only call to make. As a race director, no fault rule. Hey, it makes my job a whole lot easier, but you're not being fair to your drivers.
And to be realistic, I think I've race directed Whynot. This is going on my 12th year, and I probably can count on my two hands, how many times we've ran into this, and it's to where, the fault rule or the no fault, the fault rule could even have been questioned.
Right.
Most of the time, things work themselves out, and everything is just basically easy to make a decision on.
Yeah, I think as long as you got good people at each end of the track and help you make the right call, as long you can make a mistake every now and then, but everybody understands that you're doing the best you can, and they may be mad at that point, but at the end of the day, I think everybody understands that we're all human and doing the best we can.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I was just, we wanted to talk a little bit about this no fault rule just because of we've made a couple posts on it and had different replies on it. But I know as far as Whynot Motorsports Park and Mississippi Street Stock Series stuff, we will be fault rule until we have to change.
Yeah, that's the same for us. The only time we won't be is if we have a series come in and they want a no fault rule, and that's on them, and they can deal with it for the night.
Yep, for sure.
So.
Cole, episode 2.
had a little hiccup there with the Brights before we got going. Had to take 2 or 3 takes, but finally
Hell,
got
the Bryants. Me and you couldn't get started. At the beginning of the
Yeah.
show, there we did how many cuts? 3,
we had a couple, yeah, not as many as last week.
and it wasn't Cole. It was me.
Yeah, last week I think I messed up 3 or 4 times, but we're getting more comfortable with this, and it's a work in progress. None of this is anywhere close to mine or your skill sets or what we do in our daily life. So it's all a learning experience, and hey, all these people that's subscribing, wherever that subscribe button is, you need to hit it so we can.
And look, Cole, I got a quick question for you.
Yes, sir.
To subscribe, do you have to have a YouTube account?
It's a great question that I did not do enough research on to answer right now.
Well,
I
I
don't-
believe you do. And the only reason I say that, like if you click on that link, it won't let you subscribe or anything unless you're signed in. So I do think you have to have an account. So those who don't, please get you a YouTube account. Just sign up real quick. Give us a subscribe. They don't ask for any credit card. I mean, there's no payment to it. It's
No,
free.
It's pretty quick and easy. And heck, my 7-year-old, he made 2 or 3 accounts to subscribe to us. So
we got some ghost accounts out there, Cole.
I probably, I know he's subscribed from. He's got a little tablet at home he plays his games on, and he took my wife's phone and subscribed from there. Took mom's, I think, and he can find a new phone. Subscribe.
Well, let me
help us out.
wait. I'm glad you just. So your son's done 2 or 3 times, right?
Yes, sir.
So if we get to 2,000, I can take 2 of those away and make it 1998, and then I won't have to shave my head.
I don't know. That doesn't seem quite fair now, does it?
Nah, if that thing where it says subscribers says 2K on it,
2,000.
this hair's gone. Oh, geez, Mo Pete. You put that ugly mug up there again.
I think it's a good look for you. I think.
Oh, yeah. Watch how long it takes me to let that grow back out.
I'm assuming
I promise you, by the world championship, I will have somewhat of hair again.
a little bit. Might have that Trey Bright haircut, huh?
Nope. Well, guys, we told y'all earlier in the show that we had a big announcement for the Mississippi Street Stock Series in 2024. And between the series and a couple sponsors, if you finish in the top 10, you will have a shot of winning a 602, a brand new crate motor will be given away at the banquet in 2024. So if you finish in the top 10, we're going to give you 1 drawing ticket. If you have perfect attendance, you will get another ticket. So if you finish in the top 10 and have perfect attendance, you'll have 2 tickets in that drawing. This year we gave a drum of fuel away at the banquet. Next year we're giving a brand new 602 crate engine away. So just more incentive to follow the series this year.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know you told me about it about a week or so ago, I think it was, or early this week. Like I said, my days seem to run together. But yeah, I was excited for your guys whenever you told me that, and anxious to see who's going to take that home at the end of the year.
For sure. We told you we was going to go big in 2024.
Yeah,
This is going to be one of our best years yet. But yeah, that's it. 602. Hope we see everybody this weekend at Whynot Battle of the States 2,500 Win Mississippi Street Stock Series. Hope everybody joins us for that. Do we want to talk about episode 3 a little bit, Cole?
Yes. I forgot. I didn't get the series logo put up here for a slide, so we'll just have to talk right now. I don't have nothing to put on the screen, but had Billy Walker come on with the new factory stock Super Series. He put that together here pretty quick the past week or two after the announcement that Ultimate was closing down. So I'm really glad that him, and he's got a couple other partners with him, I think. Is that right, Shannon?
Yes, he does.
Yeah. So they're picking that up and putting together a series for the factory stock guys. They got, I think, 6 or 7 races.
I think it's 7. You get 1 drop race. So
Yeah, I believe that's right. So, you got a race with them at Whynot and Pike County. And
Yes.
they'll be up at Western Kentucky Speedway July 20th. So, be a lot of good racing. And
we just want to give Billy an opportunity to come on here and talk about the series and we got some questions for him. We want to get it cleared out there. What all he's doing, what he's got going on, and we hope that those who are leaning not running the series, that maybe we convince you maybe to follow the series.
Yeah, I know you've been keeping up with it, and I've been watching closely as well. And I know there's been a lot of people with some questions and concerns about it. So, like you said, we'll give him a chance to come on and answer clear the air, and promote a series, and hopefully those guys will have a great series, not only this year but for many years to come.
For sure. Well, Cole, you got anything else you want to add with this episode?
I do not think that I do. I think that pretty well. We I don't really know.
Well, guys, look, again, Battle of States this weekend, open practice Friday night from 7 to 10. The 11th annual Battle of States on Saturday. Drivers meeting at 4:30. Gates open at 1 o'clock. We hope everybody will come join us. It's going to be a great night of racing. Winner get to take home some money, and of course, one of those nice championship belts.
Absolutely. I think that pretty much wraps it up. And hopefully, like it's with y'all, please subscribe, leave us a comment. Keep the awesome feedback coming, and we'll see y'all next time.
Give us a thumbs up. Hit that thumb. Give us a thumbs up too.